Welcome everyone. Welcome to 2-minute lessons and more. In this lesson, I will talk about further additions to classification of organisms. These are the key areas that I am going to discuss. So let's get started. Read these interesting mnemonics to remember taxonomy level sequences. The Swedish botanist Carl Linnaeus is regarded as the father of taxonomy for categorization of organisms in 7 levels and binomial nomenclature for naming organisms. Binomial nomenclature is a system of naming of a particular species to identify an organism all over the world. A single name is assigned to a species to avoid confusion and difficulty. There are 2 parts to a name. The first is generic and second is specific name that distinguishes species within a genus. Look at the example. The common name is tiger and the scientific name Panthera tigris, where Panthera is the genus and Tigris is the species. Likewise, horse, maize, and dog are some examples to learn what is binomial nomenclature. The scientific names have Latin origin. The names are written in italics, and the first letter in the genus is always in capitals. After Carolus Linnaeus in 1977, Carl Woese introduced what is popularly known as the 3-domain system. Domain in general term means an area or a territory. In biological terms, it refers to largest group of animals in the classification of life. Classification of living things based on domains. Here, cellular life forms are divided into 3 domains. Domains are placed above the kingdom in the 7-level classification. There are 3 domains. They are archaea, bacteria, and eukaryote. Let's know a little more about each of them. Organisms in the archaea domain are bacteria-like organisms but distinct from them. While DNA is bacteria-like, RNA and cell wall are very different. They thrive in environments that other organisms find harsh. For instance, highly salty, highly toxic environment, or when the temperatures are very high or very low. Organisms in the domain bacteria are called prokaryotes. They are the oldest known life forms. They do not have cell organelles or nucleus. It is the largest domain containing millions of unknown specimens, and they live everywhere. Their DNA is in a small ring, which carries out all the functions of life within their single cytoplasmic space. The third domain, eukarya, represents organisms that are eukaryotic. They have a membrane-bound nucleus and organelles that perform different tasks of life with efficiency. The organisms in this domain have expanded to a large number of forms. The single-celled amoeba and the blue whale. belong to this domain. So now I have told you about the three domains. The diverse life forms required another system of classification. So in 1969, much after Carolus Linnaeus, Robert Whittaker proposed the five kingdom classification that was widely accepted and used based on certain characters. Main criteria for this classification was complexity of cell structure, complexity of body organization, the mode and source of nutrition, ecological role, phylogenetic evolutionary relationship, and reproduction. According to this system, there are five main kingdoms. This is positioned after domains in the hierarchy. These kingdoms are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Animalia, and Plantae. Yeah, now you revise these names and terms. I will talk about characteristics of kingdoms in my next lesson. So here you have to test yourself. A set of questions are given. Take a look at them and see whether you are able to answer them correctly. Thank you for your attention. We'll meet you in my next lesson.